Okay, I'm at Panera, gonna eat my favorite breakfast before a hike. And it's, if you can look outside, there's snow everywhere. So I thought, well, I'm gonna be burning off a lot of calories. I better do a better job fueling my body this morning. So I got my coffee, which I get free. I don't get free, but you know what I mean. I'm in that coffee club. And this is their white egg white. It's got avocado and tomato. It's a great sandwich. So anyway, thought I'd let you know what I'm eating for breakfast. If you want to live a simple life, come up with 10 or 12 slogans and live your life by that. Welcome to my channel. My name's Mark Neese. I'm a psychotherapist who loves hiking and backpacking. I'm actually out snowshoeing in Kentucky. I got some snowshoes so I could go out and snowshoe in Colorado a couple weeks ago. But there wasn't any snow, so we got snow and I'm out here snowshoeing and I'm loving it. This channel is dedicated to the body-mind connection. I love hiking and backpacking and climbing, and I'm out here snowshoeing, and I'm going to talk about slogans. Slogans. You know, Jesus was a sloganeer. He had these very, very pithy, memorable statements. That's really what a slogan is, something that you can remember. And that's what his disciples lived by, those slogans. Along with other things, of course, but the things he talked about were memorable. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love one another. The golden rule, on and on and on and on. So I'm going to talk about living your life based on slogans. And I'm going to give you 10 or 12 slogans to live your life by. These are the slogans, to be honest with you. These are the slogans that I live my life by. Now, 10 or 12 slogans. I made the decision before doing this, I was going to give each one of them 1 minute. So you're gonna get 10 or 12 slogans, 1 minute each, and then you can decide whether you want to follow them or not. I find them to be extremely helpful in my day-to-day living, in my relationships, and in my practice as a therapist. So give them a try, test drive them. If you like them, great. This is a little bit like what they say in AA. Take what you like and leave the rest. Join me for the hike and the snowshoeing in Kentucky, along with sloganeering. Number one. Now I'm going to get these out of order, I'm sure. I brought my phone, put them in my phone. I may or may not number them. We'll see. But this is number one. Do the next best thing. You know, life doesn't have to be super complicated. Just do what's best, the next thing you have to do. Do what's the best next thing. Make the next best decision. Life isn't that complicated. Make a decision that you think is going to be for your well-being and for the well-being of others. Do the next best thing. Say the next best thing. Make the best decision the next best decision that you have to make. These are really, really important steps and simplifying your life. Do the next best thing. The second slogan I live by, and it's an important one to me. It doesn't seem like, it doesn't sound like it's that important when I say it. Super important in how you live and how you interact with people. And I use it a lot with my clients, especially my behavior clients, ones that I serve as a behavior analyst. And it's this: easy does it. I've had some situations where I've had to go in and help a parent with the behavior of their child, and I've decided, well, I'm going to do the super nanny approach. Disaster. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that in my personal life. I don't do it in my professional life. Easy does it. What's the easy, not the easy way, but what's the less aggressive way to do it? What's the less dramatic way of doing it? Easy does it. In your relationships, in your professional life, easy does it. Give it a try. The next slogan I've picked up and I use is sweep your own side of the street. I love that analogy. Let me say I've gotten a lot of these from Alcoholics Anonymous and other 12-step programs I've been participating in through the years. And it's all about setting boundaries. Sweep your own side of the street. I've always said that if there's one finger pointing, you're pointing a finger at somebody, there's three that are pointing back at you. And they're telling you, sweep your side of the street. Don't just sweep your side of the street first. Sweep your side of the street. Take care of your issues first. Take care of the problems you have first. And then maybe you can help other people. But sweep your side of the street first. Wonderful, wonderful slogan that has guided me throughout my life. Along with the slogan, sweep your own side of the street, I also follow the practice of the slogan, don't give people unsolicited advice. If there's anything that I see that concerns me about grown parents, I mean, we're talking about parents in their 50s and 60s with grown children, it's giving them unsolicited advice. You know, you're going to give unsolicited advice to your teenagers and maybe your younger adult children, like in their 20s maybe, but it should be clearly be fading it out. It's a subtle form of disapproval. It's basically saying you're doing it wrong and you need to do it my way. And it also ignores the idea of the school of hard knocks, and people just need to learn things on their own. Stop giving unsolicited advice. All right, there's that one. What is the next slogan that I live my life by? Anger is a terrible problem solver. Now look, anger is normal. It's a normal emotion, and it's typically an indication that something is wrong. But it is not a problem solver. And what I've seen, especially with families, is people ratcheting up the anger to solve the problem. What I've noticed through the years is that the people that display the more extreme amounts of emotion typically control a lot of what goes on in a family. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. So anger does not solve the problem. Thinking solves the problem. Working through caring solves the problem. Loving solves the problem, but not anger. Anger is a horrible problem solver, and that's a slogan that I've tried to live my life by for a long time. All right, how am I doing? I think most of these have been right at 1 minute. I hope that you're staying with me to hear them. The next one is, you gotta learn to adjust to the things that won't adjust to you, which is most things. People, places, and things. I heard that in AA. You're always trying to control people, places, and things. Stop and learn to adjust to the things that won't adjust to you. That's just the way life is. We don't have a lot of control over things. It's a very stoic way of looking at life. What do I have control over? What do I have no control over? I don't have control over the weather, over traffic, over people. And the sooner you learn how to adjust to those things, it doesn't mean that you have to be a doormat, but you've got to learn to adjust to the things that won't adjust to you. And that's a practice that I picked up this saying back in 1979, maybe early 79, and it's served me well. So you got to learn to adjust to the things that won't adjust to you. This slogan, I don't know who, I wrote a blog on this a while back, so you can look it up, but it goes like this. It's easier to act yourself into a way of feeling than it is to feel yourself into a way of acting. Such truth in that. If you want to feel more romantic toward your spouse, act more romantic. If you want to feel better about how the day is going, act it out. Act as if. Look, there are things that you have to change in your life. If you're in an abusive relationship, you got to get out of that. It's got to change. It takes away from your personhood, and it can destroy you, that madness. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, how do you feel better about life? Act better about life. Act yourself into a way of feeling. Super important. And these slogans, I may take each individual one and do a video on them. I've already done a couple, and I'll share some more down the road here in a bit. But anyway, it's easier to act yourself into a way of feeling than it is to feel yourself into a way of acting. I just did a blog on this next slogan, so You can look it up. The slogan goes like this: what you practice grows stronger. And I've shared that I spent a lot of my career professionally helping people unlearn and unpractice what they've practiced for decades. The way you think, the way that if you continually think about certain things in certain ways, you're firing those neuronal connections and you're wiring them. What fires together, wires together. So what you practice grows stronger. If you want to feel better about your job and your family and your friends and yourself, start thinking differently about them. Practice that kind of thinking. And those feelings, those thoughts will grow stronger. What you practice grows stronger. Some of the slogans I've picked up, I've picked them up from movies. I'm not sure who came up with this saying, except for I know the character who said it, and it was read on Shawshank Redemption, and Red says, you got to get busy living or you got to get busy dying. It's a little bit like that song by Edgar Winter, Are You Dying to Live? Which means, do you want to live or are you living to die? Is it just something that you're doing? You're letting life pass you by without living it. What would you do if you really could do something in your life different that you want to do, not neglecting your responsibilities? Get busy living or get busy dying. This is a slogan that I picked up from my wife. She is the co-owner of our company. We have about 40 employees. Wonderful, wonderful employees, contractors as well. And a few years ago, we went to our accountant and we had to pay these corporate taxes. And I said, what do we do about this? I don't want to own a building. And he said, start a 401k. And guess what we did? We started a 401k and we started giving back to our employees. And the saying or the slogan that I hear my wife say and I say often is, be as generous as you can without sinking the ship. What a wonderful slogan to live your life by. Be as generous as you can without sinking the ship. Well, that's my video on slogans. Again, take what you like and leave the rest. I'd find one that you like, that you think would help you out the most. And then just start ruminating on it. That's good overthinking when you think about what overthinking is. It's just generally ruminating about negative things, negative past, present, future. But good ruminating is about thinking about things that are important. And I do think easy does it is a good one. Again, it overlays everything, an easy does it approach to life. And I think that there are all kinds of other things in these slogans that are helpful. Google Alcoholics Anonymous slogans, and you're going to come up with a ton of them. Just find one that you like and start living it. It's a simple way to live life. Religions throughout the world do it, and so do other kind of psychological practices do it. So give it some thought. Wonderful day, beautiful day. I love this forest. It's just gorgeous. I'm here every week hiking, and today I'm out snowshoeing. So take care of yourself and happy trails.